All right, welcome back. If you've been with us for our explainers on the Life in the UK handbook, you know we've already tackled the core values and the deep history. Today, we're jumping into chapter 4, which is all about what it means to live in the UK right now, a modern, thriving society. This is the really good stuff, the culture, the traditions, and the day-to-day life here. So, what really makes the UK tick in the 21st century? It's a huge question, right? But the good news is, the official handbook breaks it all down into a few key areas. We're going to walk through exactly what those are so you get a really clear picture of the society you're about to be a part of. So, let's get into it. Here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at the people themselves. Then we'll explore the beliefs and traditions that mark the calendar year. After that, we'll see how the UK plays, think sports and leisure. And we'll wrap up with Britain's incredible arts and culture scene before giving you a quick snapshot of everything you need to remember.
Right, first up, the people. And this is a really important idea to grasp. The UK isn't just one single country. It's often called a nation of nations, and its population tells a really fascinating story of growth and change.
Wow, I mean, just look at those numbers. The growth is pretty staggering. To go from about 4 million people in the 1600s to over 62 million by 2010 is just incredible. The handbook points to two main reasons for this huge jump in recent times: people moving into the UK from other countries, and the fact that we're all living longer, healthier lives. So, where does everybody live? Well, as you can see, England is where most people are, by a long shot, about 84% of the population. Scotland comes next with around 8%, then Wales with 5%, and Northern Ireland with just about 3%. And this distribution, it has a big impact on everything from politics to culture. Okay, so if there's one thing to really take away from this first section, it's this. Modern Britain is officially defined as a diverse, multiracial, and equal society. Immigration, especially after the Second World War, has created this incredible mix of cultures. And, crucially, the law is very clear. Men and women must have equal rights. This is a fundamental, non-negotiable principle. Okay, so that covers who the people are. Now, let's talk about the what. The beliefs and traditions that give the year its unique rhythm and bring communities together all across the country. Now, the UK has deep Christian roots for sure, but as you can see from this survey, the picture today is a lot more complex. Christianity is still the largest group, but look at that. Over a fifth of the population identifies with no religion at all. And of course, other faiths like Islam and Hinduism are a vibrant and vital part of the UK. The most important point here? Everyone has the legal right to choose their faith or to have no faith at all. Okay, this is one of those things you'll definitely want to remember for the test. Each of the 4 nations has its own patron saint, with a special day to celebrate them. The key detail to note is that St. Patrick's Day in Northern Ireland and St. Andrew's Day in Scotland are official bank holidays, while the days for St. David in Wales and St. George in England are celebrated a bit more informally. And it's not just about saints' days. The whole year is peppered with big festivals. You've got the major Christian holidays, Christmas and Easter, which are public holidays for absolutely everyone. But you also have huge celebrations from other faiths, like Diwali, the beautiful Hindu and Sikh festival of lights. And then there are these uniquely British traditions, like Bonfire Night on November 5th, remembering a failed plot to blow at Parliament, and the very solemn Remembrance Day on November 11th. All right, on to section 3. How do people in the UK kick back and have fun? Well, a huge part of the answer is sport. It's a massive part of the national identity here, and you might be surprised how many of the world's biggest sports actually started right here. Football, or soccer depending on where you're from, is king, no doubt about it. But cricket is also woven into the very fabric of the culture. So much so that people use the phrase, "it's just not cricket," to describe anything they think is unfair. And then there's rugby, which is actually 2 different sports, rugby union and rugby league. And trust me, the fans are passionate about both. And here's a really fantastic bit of history, and something the UK is rightly proud of. The Paralympic Games, this massive global event, actually started here. It all grew out of the work of a doctor, Sir Ludwig Guttmann, who used sport as therapy for patients with spinal injuries after World War II. Just an incredible, inspiring story. But life isn't all about giant stadiums. What about the day-to-day stuff? Well, the pub is a real cornerstone of social life for many. Gardening is a huge passion for millions. And of course, there's a deep love for food, from England's classic roast beef to Scotland's famous haggis, alongside a great national love for going to the movies. And that passion for film and getting together leads us perfectly into our final big topic, Britain's creative spirit. From theater stages to the pages of a book to the silver screen, the UK's cultural footprint on the world is just enormous.
Let's start with something you might not have come across before, the pantomime. If you're here around Christmas, you will see these advertised everywhere. They're these loud, funny, chaotic family shows based on fairy tales. And they have these very specific traditions, like having a male actor play the funny older woman who's always called the dame. It's a riot. The UK's literary history is just immense, and so much of it is tied to the beautiful British landscape. Just listen to this famous opening line from William Wordsworth's poem, The Daffodils. It perfectly captures that connection. I mean, what a list of writers. We're talking about giants of literature whose stories and characters are known all over the world. You've got Jane Austen, Charles Dickens, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, and of course, more recently, J.K. Rowling and the global phenomenon that is Harry Potter. And that storytelling powerhouse is still going strong today in the film industry. The UK is a world leader in special effects and animation. And it's the home of some of the most successful film franchises of all time. I mean, think of James Bond, the ultimate British spy. And of course, all of the Harry Potter films, which were made right here. Yeah. Okay, that was a lot to get through for Chapter 4. So let's boil it all down into a simple snapshot, something that's nice and easy to remember for your revision. When it comes down to it, it's all about these 4 things. The handbook defines modern British society as a blend of these key elements. It's built on its diverse people, its mix of beliefs and traditions, its passion for play and sport, and its vibrant creative spirit. If you can remember these 4 pillars, you've got a great handle on this chapter. And that's a wrap. But the final question is really for you, because this isn't just about passing a test, is it? It's about building your life here. So whether it's catching a football match, trying a pantomime, or just enjoying a local park, which part of UK culture are you most excited to dive into first? That's all for our look at Chapter 4. Best of luck with your studies.